Welcome to Data's Digest, March 22. Update on the channel. The channel is set to go live with our schedule set to be over the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, probably 9 till late. We need to make that consistent. So consistently over weekends, Saturday and Sunday, 9 till late, we're going to try and stream. And we're also going to try and squeeze a stream in on Friday evenings if possible, if we're not too busy. We wanted the channel's live schedule to be running already, but have run into some problems with the gaming computers Holly's CPU and the encoding computer Crichton's PSU, both failing just after Christmas, so we had to get some parts. Face has been busy with work outside of the Abyss, but is trying to focus on the channel where possible, so we can get those consistent weekends going. Hopefully we can get a few more followers. We want to record a full Nightmare run on Back 4 Blood or switching up games, because we're not sure Back 4 Blood has a huge amount of longevity to it. It's got no server browser, it's had a lack of content, and no campaign versus like Left 4 Dead. So we're not sure how long the game's player base is going to last. Like, I'm already bored of the 3 campaigns, to be honest with you, but we'll do a Nightmare run. We plan to include Back 4 Blood, Left 4 Dead, Hunt, Showdown, and a couple of other games in the weekend roster. We still haven't played through a Halo campaign, but we feel like the boat may have sailed there or as well. So, plus we're not big into Halo these days. Loved it when it first came out, but not very original anymore, I don't think. At the moment, we're still looking for a game to play on a solid basis since PUBG and Left 4 Dead. So with that, on to the latest news. So Elden Ring, which is a popular new game that's just come out, I need to give it a go. Everyone's playing it. Dr. Disrespect is playing it. Everyone's playing it, and they're giving it high praise. So anyway, it's released a photo mod that lets you take selfies with scary bosses. It lets you move the camera around freely at the cost of playing offline. It's quite a beautiful game, so might be some cool pictures you can take in there. And Ukrainian esports team Navi says it's not going to leave the country, and Navi are quite big in, I believe they were in PUBG, probably still are. I don't know if they play Valorant, but they say the war continues. Now every resident of Ukraine, including the Navi employees, is doing everything possible. They protect the cities as part of the armed forces of Ukraine and territorial defense, provide assistance in Ukraine as volunteers, or simply take care of loved ones. More than 90% of our employees are now in Ukraine and not going to leave the country. So good luck to Navi. Horrible what's going on in the Ukraine. Hunt Showdown is modding one of its new character skins. The disappearing dirt man will finally be visible in the upcoming patch. Although when you see it, it's not much has changed. So people were complaining that he camouflages in with the Bayou environment too much, and he's really hard to see. So they've patched him, and you can see the before and after photos since the patch. I mean, they've lightened his skin, but because he's not really wearing much, he blends in, basically. So the Gold Box Dungeon and Dragon games are coming to Steam. They'll have a special launcher and come bundled with companion apps. Gold Box games are legendary amongst RPG fans of a certain age, published by SSI through the late 80s and early 90s. They're based around numerous classic Dungeon and Dragon settings, including Forgotten Realms, Dragonlance, Dark Sun, and Ravenloft. They're a seminal old-school RPG experience, and later this month they'll finally be available on Steam. Halo games don't run on Steam Deck, which kind of sucks. Halo Infinite, the Master Chief Collection, Gears of War 5, and Microsoft Flight Simulator X won't be supported. And this Microsoft say this is due to anti-cheat, with some startling omissions. I wouldn't expect Flight Sim to have the best time on handheld anyway. It's a shame to see the Halo Infinite on the list of unsupported games. And this one is the Dr. Disrespect settles his lawsuit with Twitch, but we still don't know why he was banned from the platform. I've resolved my legal dispute with Twitch, Dr. Disrespect said in a message posted on Twitter. No party admits to any wrongdoing. And that was his tweet. Moving on. So Doc's on YouTube. I love the Doc, but would have loved to have found out what exactly happened there. But I'm backing the Doc even more now, I guess, because they won't release exactly what he did. Maybe he doesn't want to. It looks like Perfect Dark has lost its game director. This is the second one that's left. Van Neuberger is the initiative's second major design departure in a year. Not good for Perfect Dark. Elden Ring speedrun record broken again with new sub 40-minute run. So someone's done Elden Ring in 40 minutes. Well, less than 40 minutes. And we just spoke about this. Halo Infinite, Gears 5 are not supported on Valve's Steam Deck. Microsoft explained that each developer in Xbox Game Studios is responsible to ensuring compatibility with the Steam Deck, but the priorities of each might force this to take longer than expected. The upside is that many games are already compatible, with a large majority having verified statuses already from Valve. I mean, the Steam Deck looks great at the moment. Game industry says that Russia has reportedly legalized piracy in the face of economic sanctions. This is with the war and everything. So legalized piracy. That's a bit crazy. Dr. Disrespect and Twitch resolve lawsuit over permanent ban. We just spoke about that. And Activision is working on a mobile version of Call of Duty Warzone. Activision Blizzard want to hire developers for a mobile version of Call of Duty Warzone in a period where it's struggling to attract and retain new talent. Only 10% of UK games industry workers want to return to the office full time. Don't blame them. Most of them are like me, a bit hobbits, I guess, and like to stay in. I don't know, actually. That's according to the latest UK games industry census, which also shed light on the state of diversity in the games industry. Former PlayStation exec Roberto Barrera is now head of Netflix's video game strategy. Got to keep an eye on this. I think Netflix are going to break through into video games, which is cool. He spent over a decade at PlayStation before departing his role as senior director at corporate strategy in February. So he's now heading Netflix. So hopefully they do well. Halo Infinite multiplayer lead departs 343 Industries. The news comes around 3 months after Halo Infinite launch. Today was my last day at 343 Industries. It's been an honor leading the multiplayer design team over the years. Thank you to all Halo fans for your feedback over the years. We made this game for you. Said Wits on Twitter. Going to take some time off to relax and recharge. I'm excited what's next. I mean, Halo isn't even that old, so to get out is a bit weird in my opinion, but I don't know. Some reviews. So WWE 2K22 has got a pretty good review on IGN, got an 8 out of 10, and the verdict is 2K games and visual concepts needed a win with WWE, and while it's far from a complete ground up rebuild, it's quite possibly the biggest leap forward the series has ever seen. So that's pretty good news for WWE fans. I haven't played a WWE game in ages, but I always had fun on them. So, and Destiny 2, the Witch Queen, got a very good mark of 8 out of 10 and represents the best expansion that Destiny has ever received, according to IGN. They also say that Gran Turismo 7 is a 9 out of 10, and on the eve of the series' 25th birthday, Gran Turismo 7 is more than just a celebration of cars this time round. In some ways, it's also a celebration of itself. A modern mix of the original Gran Turismo's trend-setting format with GT Sports stern but very successful focus on competitive online racing. This version is a potent podium performance from developer Polyphony Digital. So well done to them. 9 out of 10. Good job. Last Gran Turismo I played was GT2. Always been into multiplayer since then, really. Elden Ring, they gave it a 10 out of 10, I think. Yeah, 10 out of 10. No exaggeration to say that Elden Ring is from Software's largest and most ambitious game yet, and that ambition has more than paid off. Even after 87 hours of blood, sweat and tears, that included some of the most challenging fights I've ever fought, and innumerable surprises, there are still bosses that I've left on the table, secrets that I've yet to uncover, side quests that I've missed out on, tons of weapons, spells and skills that I've never used, and this is all on top of PvP and cooperative play that I've barely been able to scratch the surface of. So there's so much content there to go through on Elden Ring. As I say, Doc's playing it and seems to love it at the moment. Total War Warhammer 3 got an 8 out of 10. Best multiplayer features of any game in the series. Long history. And I think the game itself got an 8 or a 9 out of 10 as well, the single player. So Lost Art review, 9 out of 10. Stranger of Paradise, 8 out of 10. Monster Energy Supercross, 6 out of 10. Babylon 4 reviews, The Game Butler, 3.3 out of 10. They hated it. These guys gave Stranger of Paradise 2 out of 10, whereas they gave it an 8 out of 10. So yeah, variation there. Shadow Warrior 3 PC review, 3 out of 5. WWE, they get a 7 out of 10. I mean, that looks really old school, the way that looks there. Battle Cry of Freedom, 8 out of 10. GameSpot reviews, Destiny 2 got a 9 out of 10 from GameSpot. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, 6 out of 10. Gran Turismo 7, they gave it an 8 out of 10. Elden Ring, they loved it, 10 out of 10. Horizon Forbidden West review, Squad Goals, 8 out of 10. Sifu review, I Know Kung Fu, 9 out of 10. So this is like, as far as I've read, that the way this game is selling is amazing. But it doesn't look like it's something that interests me that much. But Sifu apparently is breaking boundaries in sales, basically. So upcoming games, I've clicked on the shooter tab. This is for IGN. Shadow Warrior 3, Hitman Sniper The Shadows, The Ascent, Pioneer, Gas Guzzlers Extreme, Rico London, not sure, Nightmare Reaper. Oh my god, it looks like a Doom game. Look how old school that looks. Doesn't seem like much images of gameplay for Shadow Warrior. Yeah, nothing big coming out for me, really. Nothing really pops out. There's Gran Turismo, Grand Theft Auto, Dungeon and Fighter Mobile. Yeah, I haven't read anything about a huge game coming out. Elden Ring's just come out, I guess. Anyway, early access, Aquarius, really, Master of Pottery, not interested. Thor, not interested. Have a Nice Death, looks like a cute little game, but not interested. Tennis Elbow, used to like Pete Sampras's tennis back in the day. Phasmophobia, not sure what that is, looks like a horror game. Horror, first person and co-op. It's quite interesting. Scum, not sure what that is. Survival game, open world survival crafting game. Looks like you're broke out of prison. Okay, so out of all of these, the interesting one I thought was Scum. Aims to evolve the multiplayer open world survival game with unprecedented levels of character customization, control and progression, where knowledge and skills are the ultimate weapons for long-term survival. It reminded me straight away of Mad Max. Anyway, new on Steam. Let's have a look at the queue. In the end, looks like a shooter. You versus 100 Waves of the Dead. Each wave gets more difficult. Not bothered about a wave game. A zombie wave game. Finger football, yeah, looks cool. Might be cool on a mobile, for example. Finger football on a mobile sounds like it would work. Latest on Sky Sports, Man City held by resilient Palace to hand Liverpool title initiative. Chelsea sell Candy now and has funds for bid. Saudi deal would be difficult. Carragher, Chelsea fans hypocritical. Never a wake-up call for me. He basically says that Chelsea, when they got all the Abramovich money, you know, they amped up the market and everything, and it wasn't right on for everyone else. That's what he was saying, basically. Kane, Spurs players couldn't be happier with Conte. And if you didn't see it, watch the Man United highlights. They're on Sky Sports, and they won 3-2 over Tottenham. And all the goals are fantastic. And Ronnie got a hat trick, which is awesome. BBC News: Crystal Palace 0-0 with Man City. So City have dropped 2 points. In this moment of reckoning for ownership in English football. Is this the moment? Sorry. Yeah, I think they need to sort out the fit and proper persons test. And there's a secret paper that highlights corrupt Abramovich deals. That doesn't sound good. I can't see the gossip quickly, but usually I'd go through the gossip. There it is. Arsenal, interesting. Coutinho, can't see that happening. Haaland's priority this summer is a move to Spain with Real Madrid. Barcelona's president says there's not a sign. Borussia Dortmund's Haaland this will sign. It will not sign Borussia Dortmund's Haaland this summer. Excuse me. United, Liverpool, Newcastle scouts have been watching Bayer Leverkusen's 18-year-old Germany midfielder Florian Wirtz, but he has suffered a serious knee injury that will keep him out for the rest of the season. That's not cool. Juventus are willing to sell France midfielder Adrien Rabiot this summer. Chile midfielder Vidal looks set to leave Inter Milan this summer with Flamengo. Zidane has been tipped to replace Pochettino as PSG coach. Good luck with Zidane. I mean, he won 3 Champions Leagues in a row, so. UFC news. Burns predicts very hard fight against Chimaev. Khabib claims St. Pierre lost his desire to compete 10 years ago. Francis Ngannou has knee surgery set. Team looking to negotiate with the UFC champ while the UFC champ, recovers. And Jake Paul, is training MMA and offers 1 fight deal per bet versus McGregor. So he's trolling McGregor still. Greg Hardy announces end of UFC run after 3rd straight KO loss. And there's a graphic chainsaw accident that left a UFC fighter with a sliced up foot. Doesn't sound good. I mean, he's a fighter wielding a chainsaw. Something's bound to happen. Song Yadong's KO of Marlon Moraes was pretty brutal. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to Google that later. And Chimaev pokes fun at Usman's boxing amidst talks of Canelo fight. I like Khamzat. Seems like he's going to be a cool champion if he... Oh, Son and Adesanya and Covington both need each other right now. That wasn't just for Rockhold. Bisping explains fuck you scream after title win. I guess that's for all his doubters. Anyway, we're getting to the end there. That's pretty much the end of Data's Digest. Face is going to do live stream definitely next weekend. And starting from then, we're going to try and have a consistent schedule running every weekend. Hopefully get some viewers, some subscribers, and get some momentum going. That would be great. So anyway, for anyone watching Within the Abyss, we're all good. Take care. Peace.